Hey there, it's Jacqueline Bear. So it has been a while since you have seen my face or my studio, and in my latest newsletter, I kind of wrote about that. So I wanted to read it to you so you can kind of have a little YouTube update. You might have noticed it's been quiet on my YouTube channel lately, and I want to be upfront about why. I've been in a creative slump when it comes to video making. The irony is not lost on me that my last upload was literally about overcoming creative block. And here's the thing, those tips did help in other areas of my life. Hello, 31-day painting challenge, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But when it comes to sitting down and creating a YouTube content, nothing, nada. My brain has not come up with anything. So I've been trying to figure out what shifted. Part of it that makes videos requires a different kind of energy than other creative work. There's the planning, filming, editing, and then the vulnerability of putting it out there into the world. Sometimes that feels like too much, especially when inspiration isn't flowing naturally. I'm learning that creative slumps don't always have neat solutions, and sometimes the best thing to do is give yourself permission to step back and refill the well elsewhere. I'm not disappearing, I'm just being honest about where I'm at. I have ideas brewing, and I'm excited to get back when the timing feels right today. In the meantime, I'm grateful you're here reading this newsletter and following along with other creative adventures I'm having. Thanks for your patience and for sticking around. It means more than you know. So that is what I wrote in my newsletter I sent out. I will link that down below if you want to get future newsletter updates. I do about one a month. I felt like I wanted to sit down and chat with you. And like I said, I need to fill my creative well in other ways. And that has been for me doing this 31-day art painting challenge. Now I am actually doing this during October, so I'm kind of like feeling the energy of other people doing Inktober, Peachtober, drawing every day for the month of October. And mine are not spooky or anything. Mine are landscapes, wildflowers, waterfalls, alpine lakes, like all nature related. I just finished painting day 3, so I'll show you all those in a second. But I also wanted to show you my art challenge workbook. This is something I made a little over a year ago to help people when they do art challenges. Because I know of artists who will do Inktober in October. Artists will do 100-day challenges. You could do a week-long, like a couple years ago I did just a 7-day art challenge, but I was painting bigger gouache paintings for me. I paint really tiny, which you'll see. So if you are feeling like you're in a creative slump or something and you want to just take on a little bit of a challenge to get yourself painting, drawing, filming, baking, running, cooking, I don't know, all the things that you can do with a fun challenge. I have this fun art challenge workbook. Now the download that you would get has a lot more inspiration and me talking you through things, but it also has printable pages. So I printed some off. So on the front page, you can come up with your project name, and I came up with Pocket Portals. I came up with that name because my paintings are so tiny. Let me show you one, but they're itty bitty, like literally 2 inches by 1.25 inches. I'll show you some more close-ups of these, but they're so tiny so they can fit in your pocket essentially. Although please, if you buy one of these, don't put it in your pocket. It will crumble. And they're little portals to moments that I have had in my life. Sunrises, sunsets, flowers, just, being in the mountains. So that is why I wanted to call it that. And they fit nicely in here. And I'm doing it for October. And on here it has a 30-day, but I know I'm doing a 31-day. It also has a habit tracker. I only needed to print off the first page because it goes to day 30, but I added an extra circle because again, I'm doing 31 days. But there's also the habit tracker if you're going all the way up to 100. And something I think is really great when you are preparing for an art challenge of sorts is to have a studio routine, a celebration you're going to do at the end, and taking the time to fill this out not only got me more excited about it, but helped me just like have a framework of what I'm going to do. So I wanted to share the studio routine. So now I want to show you something that I got touching my chair, because right now I have two desks. I have one right there that's like my digital computer. I do a lot of emails and works on that. And then desk behind me is my analog desk. I paint, I sew, I package up my orders for my Sälka products. I do a lot here, and I'm constantly moving my chair a lot because I only have one chair. But thanks to FlexiSpot, today's sponsor, I have a second chair. So I'm going to bring it in here, open it, put it together, and I will show it to you. I'm going to try it out here, and I'm going to try it out at my desk there. I don't know which one I want to keep it at. So we're going to see. So let's dive into opening and putting together this chair. Okay, so that wasn't too bad putting it together. The screws were hard because I just have weak wrists to put it together, but that wasn't that bad putting this wonderful chair all together. Check this out. Oh, that's a really good smooth swivel. Okay, I think I'll really like this mode of just chilling when I'm having like my slow morning, or something when I'm more relaxing. I can just lean back, but still like my head, like in my chair that's at that desk, there's nothing for my head. But this one's nice. And the cool thing is, I noticed with leaning back, and then even this can go up, you go all the way, and then it brings it back to zero, which is pretty cool. So I really like that. So some of the other things about this chair, which let me tell you, it's the FlexiSpot Ergo Pro. So this is one of their newest models. And I really, when I opened it and pulled this out, I was like, oh, this mesh fabric weave is really soft and really comfortable. And they call it a Cloud Tech cushion for plush long hour comfort. I think that's very true. There's nothing like a nice comfy feeling chair to make you okay with sitting there for hours. For me, I'll be editing lots, whether it's photos for my photography or YouTube videos or YouTube shorts or different things. Like, it's going to be nice to have a really comfortable chair that can like mold with me and move with me to make it more comfortable. And this is an AeroWeave 5.0 mesh, so it has like cooling airflow. So there's like space in between, so you don't get like too hot in your chair. Because my chair that I've had for 3 years, something like that, it's a nice chair, but you can get real hot in it, especially during like summer months and editing with like the computer going, and I'm sitting there for hours. So I think it's really cool that there's like this airflow technology to it. Pretty cool. So this is also like an extendable lumbar support for your lower back. So finding like the perfect spot, it like locks into each little click, but then when you pull all the way out, that's when you can push it all the way in. This one doesn't move, and then this one can move lots too. So really high up, you can adjust this. That's insane. I'll definitely have to play around with where I like that, but it's kind of like a nice soft pillow. I just turned to try to turn for it. You're in the chair, Jacqueline. This is built to last. It has reinforced nylon and fiberglass frame and a lightweight aluminum base. It is a class 4 lift supports, and it goes up to 551 pounds. And the optional footrest for extra relaxation in the office, bedroom, or gaming setups. I also really like with this footrest, going back to that, I could just read, or even, I didn't even think of this, I could start my morning pages. Oh, I could start my morning pages here. Yeah, I think that's going to be really nice to do my morning pages right here. I was thinking of reading, but now I'm thinking my journaling. So this is a fantastic new setup. Like I said, I'm going to test it out between over here, doing my morning pages, painting, sewing. I definitely want to see how like all of this works for my back with sewing. I told friends like, oh, I sewed for hours the other day, and they're like, oh, do your hands hurt? And I'm like, no, my hands don't hurt. It's my back and neck situation from hunkering over my sewing machine. So I'm really, really excited to see how this one's going to feel and how that's going to be. So I will adjust this, see how it works for sewing and painting and all those wonderful artistic things. I think it's really nice. So if you want to check it out, I'll put it in the description below. Thank you so much, FlexiSpot, for sending this to me so that I can get better support while I'm sewing. That's like what I'm most excited for of trying this out. I have this space on here for 7. You don't have to do a full 7. That's just what I did. You can add to it, do less, whatever you're feeling. So the first thing I like to do when I wake, because, let me back up. I wanted to do this each morning. I have my slow morning routine, but I noticed with my creative slump happening that my morning routine was longer of being slow and not necessarily diving into work or being creative. So for me and this challenge, I wanted to wake up, have my morning breakfast, and then get into painting. Like literally I'm still in my PJs and I'm just getting into painting. So step 1 of my studio routine is waking, breathing, starting the day gently with stretching. I'll stretch on my bed when I wake up. I'll stretch when I'm sitting in my chair ready to paint here at my desk behind me. So I start the day with just stretching. Then I go into the kitchen, and I've already had my breakfast. I like to have my breakfast with a glass of water, and then after that, that is when I want to have any sort of caffeine. And for me, my favorite thing is iced matcha. So I like to prepare my matcha mindfully, letting the ritual itself become a transition into a creative mode. I bring my matcha into my studio, and then I want to set my atmosphere. So I put on a soothing music playlist. I'll open my window. It's October now, so like the air is cooler and crisper. So I'll open my window. Not right now because it's loud outside, but I like to do that and let in nice fresh air. And then I'm gathering my tiny world. I'm laying out all the paints, the brushes, my palette, while sipping on my matcha and just gathering all the pieces that I need and just having it prepared. And then right before I start painting, I like to do my morning pages and maybe a little sketching if needed. I do 5 to 10 minutes writing and letting the ideas come, saying my intentions for the day, when I'm excited about painting, and I already have my list of what I'm going to paint, so it's fun to sit there and talk about what I'm about to paint and my memories I have of those places. This morning I knew I was painting Mount Baker in Washington at sunset, and I had just photographed a wonderful couple. This was when I was doing elopements up there, which I still do, but this particular one was a couple years ago, and it was such a beautiful sunset. And so I have a photo and as my reference, and that's what I was painting this morning, and it was so wonderful to just write about it. And I don't know, these are just wonderful little portals into past memories, and it's very fun to do. And then I do a little bit of sketching. Sometimes I'll just sketch right there in my notebook. Other times I'm just ready to dive into the painting. So with the pencil, I just do light sketches of the mountain ridge and lines where I know I want to put the trees, just to, I don't know, kind of get my composition ready. And then I do my first brush stroke. So no pressure, no perfection, just beginning. Letting the music and the matcha work their magic as I paint. Sip on some matcha, listen to the wonderful, soothing music, and I am in the zone. After writing for even just 5 minutes, I'll just fill out a page. Normally my morning pages I'll do longer, but for this, I just want to do a page. And then step 7 is my creating the pocket portal. I lose myself in a tiny landscape, painting until it feels complete for the day. And when it's complete, I am just thrilled with it. And then I have my other little paintings next to it. So with this challenge, it's the excitement of building onto it. And by the end of it, I'm going to have 31 tiny itty bitty paintings. And that is going to bring me so much joy. So then on the bottom here is your final celebration that you want to do. And I give ideas of what you could do, but something I would like to do is a tiny art show. I want to invite just my friends here where I live and get together and just showcase all of them. Maybe do tiny foods or something. I don't know quite yet, but my celebration is I want to share it. So after I paint all 31, I'll prep all of them. I'll invite my friends maybe the first or second week of November, and that's just something I want to do to showcase this. You don't have to share it like I'm going to. I will bring you along if that's what I end up doing. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do, and I'll bring you along. But you could also even just treat yourself to a treat, to going out to dinner, to going on a hike, whatever you want. I think it's good to have a celebration. So thank you for joining me today as I talk about my studio ritual and doing my art challenge. Again, if you want to print this off or get it, I'll leave that link below for you as well. And if you're doing an art challenge of any sort, maybe you're doing Inktober or something, tell me about it. I'd love to know what you're working on. You can DM me some photos. I'd love to see your paintings. I've had some of you do that in the past, and it's been so wonderful to chat about art with you. Or if you've done something in the past, send me one of your older Instagram posts of what you did, because I think an art challenge is just perfect for anyone like myself trying to get out of this creative slump that I have been in for 2+ months. It's crazy. So I will see you all in the next one, and feel free to follow me along on my YouTube shorts and my Instagram, because I'm posting every day the previous day's painting. So I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.